Hi everybody, I'm Tim Bulott. Welcome back to another special edition of Training to Survive. Here we are in season 2, and in this edition we're going to step back into the Zen of Kenpo event hosted by Mr. Sean Kelley in February of 2023. A fantastic event. We've already put episode 1 out there, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and go back and look at that, because in that episode we get into our interview with Master Sean Kelley, where he goes over the overarching theme of the event and basically what it's all about. So in this episode we're going to pick up where we left off there. Mr. Kelley's going to take us into his concept of what he taught at the event was basically a mixed version of Kenpo forms, and he makes a very interesting comparison of the health benefit of working the forms in this fashion, kind of like what they do in Tai Chi. So we're going to let him explain that, but we're going to take a look at how he does that, and I think you'll find that fascinating. And with that said, Mr. Kelley's going to take us to and introduce us to Mr. Bill Superfoot Wallace, who actually needs no introduction. Mr. Wallace is a world-renowned fighter, a professional kickboxer, world champion, and he's a celebrity as well, as he's made several appearances in Hollywood films. And he keeps himself busy as he travels and conducts his seminars, and he's going to give us some of his secrets on how he stays healthy at his current age and beyond. So let's get right into it with episode 2, special edition, Training to Survive with the Zen of Kenpo.
I wanted to be the one to warm them up in a slow motion atmosphere of upper and lower body using the Kenpo forms and some of the sets. And what I developed was, because of my own personal clientele are above the age of 50. My oldest student is 84. And a lot of them are at that point where, you know, they have short range of motion, injuries occurring. And so I'm like, retention-wise, they couldn't remember long 4 in its entirety, or 5 in the complexity of 6. So I'm like, what can I do to make them feel that they are advancing? So I created this set, which is pretty much like a universal form, of using 2 techniques from 6, 5, 4 down to 1. Then I attached the stance set as a closing to it to make it fun and interesting. The real truth of the matter is it was designed for developing the body, to keep it honed, toned, flexible, and bring in the breathing content. Slow motion Kenpo is Tai Chi, right? That's pretty much what it is, but on something they can do because they're familiar with it. So if they know form 3 or 2 or 1 or 5 or 4, it gave them a hope of advance. It's my set, so you can't do it wrong. Okay, but try to learn the sequence and follow it, because we do right side, left side. Well, left side, right side, brain. Then Mr. Wallace picked up on the basics of boxing. How to work the jab, the cross, and the hook. He's discussing the importance of just relax. To understand the body and get rid of points of tension which cause joint pain, quit squeezing so much. Neurologically, what you're doing is causing the pain points to rise.
Well, I still train all the time, train 2 or 3 times a week, but I'm 77 years old. I'm an old person. So now I just slow it down a little bit. I still feel great. I still weigh the same that I weighed when I retired in 1980. I weigh 165 pounds, that's all. And I still have my flexibility, I still have my strength. I've slowed down again because I'm old, but I still feel good. Nothing hurts. Well, it might hurt, I just don't remember where. When I fought, when I sparred, when I worked out, I would try to keep my distance. If I was going to spar with you, if I was going to fight with you, this is the distance we're going to fight from. So for you to hit me, you have to step towards me. That gives me the time to defend, to react, to counter. Also, I have to get to you to hit you, right? But when I was fighting, I was very fast. I was very fast, so I could get from point A to point B before you could react. And that's where my technique would work really well for me. That's my longevity. I didn't get hit that much. I fought 23 title defenses, 23. And I would fight sometimes 4 times, 5 times a year, because I didn't get hit, so I was in shape. Somebody says, you want to fight again? Yeah, a couple months I would rest up just a little bit, fight again in 2 or 3 months, because I was still in good shape. I had no injuries. I was feeling good, so okay, no problem. So Kenpo people are not used to the high kicks. They're used to the, you know, stomach and below type kicks. So my favorite kick is a side kick. In Japanese, it's called yokogeri. In Korean, it's called yapchugi. So, and that's my kick because I'm sideways when I throw it. And if I hit you in the ribs, I take your wind out, the fight's over. And this is as high as I have to kick. I don't have to kick way up here, just right here. And it's there. And the speed that I work to throw it is there too. My way of doing something is just that, my way. You have your own way of doing something. My job is to show you my way. Then you take my way, change it, play with it, modify it, whatever it might be, to make it work for you. Because the technique is right, it's just done differently. And the most important thing is have fun, have a good time. If you notice after I'm laughing, I'm joking, having a wonderful time. Because it's still fun.
So we had as much fun filming that event as we did participating and teaching at the event. So being around people like Mr. Sean Kelley and Bill Superfoot Wallace and others that you will see featured on our show was it was a weekend well spent and a good experience for everyone involved. So we've got several more episodes coming, as well as some breakout segments as we get back to our Training to Survive show, where we'll have some guests and some more highlights from this event. So now, to follow up on a couple of questions, people have been asking, where you been? Okay, why haven't we seen any more episodes? Well, we're doing the best we can, but those of you that know me know that I am full-time still in law enforcement, and I'm sure most of you watch the news and you follow some of the events that are going on with our country, and as you can only imagine, that keeps us busy. And we're doing the best we can to keep the program currently coming out and up to date, but nevertheless, my full-time job does take over at times, and I have to kind of back burner some of these martial arts projects. And another question I'm asked is about my practice. Yes, I try to practice every day, or every evening, I should say. Okay, time permits, at least 30 minutes, sometimes longer, sometimes 20 minutes, but nevertheless, I try to work that in there for me, and I encourage you to do the same. And just like what we discussed previously in this show, you know, there's a lot of good ideas on training that have come out of these editions. So anyway, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Be sure and like, subscribe, and share the channel. Please get involved in that. Please share this and help us fight internet censorship. That we are censored heavily because of who we are, because of Weapons Academy, and because of the law enforcement aspects. Doesn't seem right, but that's the world that we live in these days. So we would appreciate you helping us getting this fantastic content along to others, especially other martial artists, and who can benefit from some of what these masters have to say. So anyway, we'll try to get this special edition 3 out and continue on with our coverage of the Zen of Kenpo event, as well as regular Training to Survive sessions where we have a variety of martial arts topics. So you guys keep training, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you on the next program.